Hello and welcome to the Coronation Cup briefing 2024. This event will take place on Saturday, the 4th of May, with a 9 a.m. start. It's team tennis and it's inspired by the United Cup as seen on the professional tour, which often is played in January. It usually involves a man playing a singles match, a woman playing a singles match, and then afterwards they play a mixed doubles to determine the overall result of that fixture against an opposing team. So we'll take a look at what that means for you in terms of the order of play, the fixtures that's going to happen, the timings of the day, and so on and so forth. So let's take a look, shall we? Okay, so as mentioned before, it's a one-day tournament. It was first played last year to celebrate the King's coronation. That's why we do it over the coronation weekend. So the 4th of May, the coronation was on the 6th. Last year, Frank and Yuping took the title, but only mixed doubles was played last year. This year, we are going to make it more singles and doubles based. So you have to work together with your partner to get the combined results that you need to get out of the group stages. It's part of the Dan Slam events. Those three events are the Coronation Cup, Wimbledon, which you can enter even today if you want to enter today, which is set for June, and the Arafusia Cup as well. So get on board and see if you can enter those events. 12 teams are scheduled for the Coronation Cup this year, and there'll be 4 groups of 3. A whole fixture against another team, as mentioned before, will be a men's singles, women's singles, and then you come together to play a mixed doubles match afterwards. All the matches are 8 games long. So even if the score is 6-love, you play 2 more games to finish off because those games could mean the difference between your team getting out of the group stages or your team not getting out of the group stages. So you play 8 games to make a match and they're 1 set long. So we'll continue to talk about that in a moment. Just a few bits of important event information that I'd like you to read on the PowerPoint. I won't go into too much detail here. I just want you to make sure that when you have the PowerPoint, you read through these. So making sure that fun is at the center of the day. I'll be looking after matches where I can, but can other people step in and help where I can't? I'll do my best to rotate everybody around. You're going to see timings of the day for everybody, approximate timings that you can work towards. But as we know with tennis, it's a little bit tricky. We don't know when a match is going to end sometimes, but we can work to a rough schedule and hopefully everyone will be happy with that. So, as mentioned before, 8 games long. This means that you can get a draw within a single match. So if you're playing a singles match and it finishes 4-4, leave it there. No need to go into a tie break. Only when we get into the knockout stages of the event and it's 4 games all in the mixed doubles, then a tie break decider is going to be needed for that. Dues and advantage rules are going to remain the same, but this does mean that we need to play in good time. So make sure that there's a maximum 15 seconds from the last point that was played to the next point that is played. So try not to play too slowly. And to reduce non-playing times, the end that you start the match is the end that you're going to finish the match. So there's no changing of ends during those 8 games that you play. Please report the score accurately to me, and then I will be able to fill in details of those matches to update the group standings. So groups are made up of 3 teams, and there are 4 groups. You will face the opposing 2 teams in your group once. Your team plays 1 men's singles and 1 women's singles match and a mixed doubles match against another team, and that makes a whole fixture against that team. These results are combined and calculated to determine the top team in the group standings. And then from the semi-finals to the finals, the team that had topped the group standings, those matches will follow the same match structure, apart from a tie break may be needed if we go to the deciding games. Okay, so there'll be lots of balls on court to help the flow of the event, so make sure you're nice and safe. Line calls, you're calling your own side of your court. Make sure that you do that in good time and not in a reaction to the shot that you just hit. If there's a dispute, call me over and we will be able to sort it out. And it's the serving player or serving team that is responsible for keeping the score in the match. So call the score out nice and loud when it's your turn to serve so we can keep the score. We don't want to waste time having forgotten the score, so do your best to make sure that that happens. So there'll be photography on the day and there should be some filming as well, so we can get lots of nice memories and good montages of things that have happened. It's always great to reflect back on as well, and it's just great promotion for me. So if you have an issue with that, do give me a shout. With drawing, this is perhaps one of the most important parts of the PowerPoint. Please, please, please do your best not to withdraw from the event. I know it can be tricky. Some things do come up, but the event itself, I've put into action a very specific way of doing it to make sure that it all works in a nice way for everyone to compete. So if one player does come out of that, makes it very hard to then fill in that space and make the event work the way that it was meant to work. So please do your best not to withdraw. If you get injured, then that's absolutely fine. We can try and work around that, but please do your best to do make your attendance for the day. Here it is, the teams and the group. Four groups: Group Charles, Camilla, Corgi, and Elizabeth. So Charles, Camilla, and Corgi, they will play all of their matches on the same court. Group Elizabeth, you will have to move across different courts throughout the day, which you can see on the order of play, which is about to come up. So take that in. Who is your partner? Who are you playing against? Start thinking about strategies and different ways that you might want to approach some of those different matches. But above all, make sure that you're having fun with your partner and with the opposing team. Lots of encouragement and enjoyment for the day. So those are all the different matches that need to be played within a group. Each team plays 2 whole fixtures against another team. Just to take match one from Group Charles, for example. So you have Adam versus Dom there, Joe versus Taryn, and then you have the mixed doubles. So let's say, for example, Dom wins the singles, so that team is now 1-0 up. Then Joe wins her singles, now it's 1-1. And then you have the mixed doubles, and Adam and Joe win the mixed doubles. So this means Adam and Joe will come away from that fixture having won 2-1. So that's on matches. There'll be certain circumstances throughout the day where we might find that the teams come away with very different results. So there'll be some interesting calculations that I'll need to make, which I'll explain later on. So there's your order of play. So take that in, approximate timings of the day, and you'll be able to see when your partners are playing, when other teams are playing, who you want to go and take a look at and support as well. As mentioned before, Elizabeth Group is going to move between courts. I've broken down the schedule for each player, and this is perhaps the two most important slides on the PowerPoint for you as an individual. So look at your schedule for your day and see where you have breaks, where your partner is playing and when you're not playing, and then where you need to be in and around the court. Now, these are approximate timings. Some matches may go on a little bit longer than others. Some matches may finish a bit shorter than others, depending on the pace of the match. However, making each match 8 games long, there should be roughly about half an hour for each one to finish. So this means trying to be in and around the court that you need to play one match prior to when you go on, so then you can then come on straight away after that match has finished. So that's slide 1 there for the first 12 players. That's slide 2 for the next 12 players, which you can take a look at on the PowerPoint link. So that's how the group standings will look at. So I touched on how it'll be broken down. So it comes down to team wins. So for example, if your team wins 2-1, if we have a situation in the group standings where each team has won 1 match and lost 1 match, then it will come down to match wins and then match losses and match difference. If that still doesn't settle it, then it comes down to game difference, and then that will determine which team tops their group and which one will go through to the semi-finals. And that's about a wrap there. So after that part of the day, so the round robin should finish round about 3 o'clock, which then sets us up for the semi-finals. It would be great if people can stay around to support the semi-finalists to the finalists, but I understand it's a very long day, so you might not want to do that. But it's always great if there's a little bit of an atmosphere at the end of the day, particularly during the presentation, so we can cheer each other on. So that would be amazing if that could be possible, but no big drama if it's not possible for you. Last thing to mention is the next Dan Slam event will be Sunday, the 23rd of June. It's at the City Lawn Tennis Club. We did this last year. It's a Wimbledon themed day, and it was absolutely amazing. We had 16 men and 16 women playing across 5 different events, both the singles, both the doubles, and the mixed doubles. It's a great day, very similar to Coronation Cup, but actually there's probably even a lot more opportunities to play more matches in this one than perhaps Coronation Cup, because Coronation Cup you're looking at 4 matches in the group stages, and then if you progress, you go a little bit further. But there'll be a lot more round robins in the Wimbledon day, and there'll be singles knockout as well. So you can sign up to that on the website now. I'll be going around on the day of the Coronation Cup as well, asking if you want to play this one as well, and if you want to sign up to it on the day as well. So it'll be great to fill that draw out as well as soon as we can, so we know that everybody's there and they're ready to get involved in the day. So that's it from me. These are your potential prizes. So Frank and Yuping last year, kings and queens of the court. Who will we have kings and queens of the court this year? It's going to be very fascinating to see. I hope you have a wonderful day and best of luck to everybody. Let's go out there and have a great Coronation Cup. See you later. Bye bye.